11:30, and joining me in the studio, and I have to say, you are, since I started working here in February, you are my first in-studio guest because of the whole, COVID thing and everything. Ryleigh Modig from season 20 of The Voice. You did really well. America discovered Ryleigh Modig and your beautiful voice. And it was pretty exciting to see a young lady from Spencer, Massachusetts up there, working with John Legend and Kelly Clarkson. And so I gotta ask, before you went on The Voice, what was the biggest audience you played for?
Honestly, it was like 100 people at like a drag show in Boston. It was literally like 100 people, and that was like my biggest crowd. And I was so nervous, and I was like, oh my God, like I'm literally going to throw up. And then not even a year later, I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's just national television. It's not a big deal. Oh, yeah.
It's just fine. Just cameras, lights, John Legend sitting right in front of you, and millions of people watching all over the world.
Yeah, my followers went up like literally 20,000 like in like 3 days. And I was like, oh my God, there's people watching me everywhere.
Well, how did you, so what inspired you to get into music? Now, I know I was reading your dad, who I know, taught you how to play guitar. Was he the main motivator there? Or was there a song? Was there an artist that got you into it?
It was really my dad, honestly. I think growing up around music definitely made me want to pursue that. And, I've always had the dream of becoming a musician, but always like wanting to make him proud too, like pursuing music. I think that was probably my biggest inspiration, was definitely my dad.
I know your dad, Wayne. He's a very talented guitar player, singer, songwriter also. So it's nice to see that that's continuing here in the Modig family.
Yeah, passed down.
Yeah, which is great. So, what was the experience like on The Voice? Like did you actually deal directly with Kelly and John Legend?
Yeah.
Like that whole coaching thing is real, right?
Yeah. So we get like an in-person kind of like one-on-one thing when we do battles, and that was like, I still don't have words for it, because I literally was like face to face with Kelly Clarkson, and she was like just talking to me like a normal human, and I was like, this is fine, this is cool. Like,
it's like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then we actually got to like do so after I got stolen by John, we got to do like a FaceTime call with him during one of our band rehearsals, and Chrissy was just like in the background, and she like came out and she's like, hi Ryleigh, and I was like, hey.
Right, like, is this happening?
No, yeah, it was just like so casual. She was just like, hey Ryleigh, and I was like, hi there.
Ryleigh, where did you audition for The Voice, and then what was that process when you finally got on television? How many people did you have to audition in front of before you got onto that on-camera audition?
So I auditioned in Baltimore. I was staying with my aunt in Baltimore, and we were like, oh, like The Voice is literally holding auditions down the street. Might as well just give it a go. And so we go, and there's like a couple different like kind of producers or, people kind of down the line that you have to audition for. And every step further gets you closer to, like the TV in-person audition. And I just keep getting through these, smaller auditions, and I was just kind of hoping to go and be like, okay, yeah, you're good, but we're not interested. Like, I wasn't thinking anything of it. And then they're like, yeah, so we're gonna fly you out to LA. And I was like, awesome, okay. And so that was like a big ego boost. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But so there's like a couple different executive kind of auditions, and then you go out and it's the real deal.
Yeah,
you're in front of. Since it was COVID, there wasn't a live audience, which, was kind of a blessing in disguise, because I was like, okay, I'm really only singing for 4 people right now. In America. Right. 4 people in America. But,
but really, it's millions of viewing audience.
Yeah, the world.
All over the world.
4 people in the world.
Right. Yeah.
But, only 4 people in person. So it was a little bit less stressful to, only have to sing for 4 people instead of,
Right, and John Legend.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's
So as someone who's obsessed with food, I got to ask, how was the catering on The Voice? I know I have to ask this, Adam. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're asking for both of us. I'm listening.
The food was good. I mean, we stayed at a hotel, so it was a lot of hotel food, a lot of DoorDash, we all spent a ridiculous amount of money on like Chipotle, and we would all like order pizzas and like.
Oh, so you were
just,
hanging
like,
out with
pig
the
out.
other contestants?
Yeah,
because
we were kind of like in a little bubble, so we were kind of allowed to, socially distance with each other. Outside of our rooms, we weren't allowed to go in each other's rooms or anything, but we definitely were allowed to like socially distance and love each other from afar.
Right.
But we still made amazing friendships.
So there wasn't any kind of like real competitive nastiness
no.
going on or anything like
No,
that. I just want the dirt, Ryleigh.
It's literally like a family. Like I wish there was dirt to give, but like we still have a group chat. We talk in it every single day. Like those people are my family. Like it was just like singing with your best friends, like 24/7.
That is so cool. And this event that you're here to promote today is pretty special. It's called Band Together for Mental Health, and it's happening on Saturday, July 31st. It's all day, 1 until 9, out in North Brookfield at Common Ground Ciderworks. And you're going to be the headliner, the last performer of the day. There's going to be some other great performances beginning at 1 o'clock. But as someone who was bullied in elementary school and middle school, and certainly not part of the cool club, that's for sure. And I've heard some of your story. Tell us your story and why this means so much to you.
Yeah, I mean, I have definitely had my fair share of struggles with, being treated like, the odd one out and being ostracized and, feeling like you're, less than because you're different. And I have had lots of struggles with my mental health, and it's been quite the journey, but music has really pulled me out of that hole. So I want to use music to kind of help others do that. And I want to be a voice for people who can't use theirs quite yet, or, don't have a big enough platform, or don't have, the energy,
Right.
I want to be able to be that big sister for those people who are going through the same thing that I was going through when I was that age, or, anybody who's struggling with mental health issues. I just want people to understand that if I could do it, then anyone can do it. You just have to, take care of yourself.
I think that's important. Events like this are important. What you just said is important. I think in my personal opinion on this, and I'm obviously not a doctor, but it's important for people who are struggling with mental health issues to know they're not alone. Everybody's got their own particular issues they're dealing with, but the common thing is that they're struggling with it.
Oh, absolutely.
And just to know that someone else is out there struggling, may not be for the same thing, but someone else who's struggling with it, it's important to know you're not alone. Right?
Absolutely. Because I think a common misconception is, like, oh, you're depressed. Well, this person is depressed too. Like, you're probably feeling the same way. Like, you might not, have the exact same feelings, but it's good to know that, like, you're not the only one that, feels like alone. You're not the only one that has those, like, wow, what am I doing? Like,
yeah.
Like, everybody has those days, and everybody has their own struggles, and it might not be the same as the next person, but, you're not alone in feeling like you're struggling.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Adam.
No, I was going to say, shoot, not only are you not alone, and Ryleigh, I dealt with clinical depression, and I still deal with clinical depression, and there are days, and you might be able to speak to this, where, you're going through your depression days, weeks, months, but you don't let others know it. So you're putting on that face, you're putting on that happy face, but inside you're like dying inside, and you can't tell that someone is going through depression just because they seem happy. That's one point I wanted to make. The other point is, yes, knowing that other people are dealing with this is one thing, but also it's very important for people to know that there is help out there. There is a place that you can go there's medication, there's people to talk to, and there is a way out of this, as you could probably attest to.
Yeah, absolutely. I have, been in therapy for a long time, and there's no shame in asking for help. There's no shame in, being on medication. I personally am on medication, and it has saved my life so many times. And, it's not for everybody, but there's no shame in trying. And, whatever helps is what I say, you know, whether it's taking a shower or just getting up and brushing your teeth or
getting outside for
getting
a walk.
outside, walk, you know,
playing with the dog
exactly.
or whatever,
like
or fish.
Whatever
it is.
helps.
Yeah.
That's
whatever helps. Right, exactly. So it's Band Together for Mental Health, July 31st, Common Ground Ciderworks, North Brookfield. And it's a free event, but they're asking if you could donate to tylersheart.org. Right. So, and there's like Adam mentioned, there's a lot of different bands playing. Head Rush is playing. Just saw them at Rascals this past Saturday night. We had a big party over at Rascals. They're, they're kind of like the opposite of you. Like you are, the young and you have a beautiful, silky, sweet voice. And they're like a bunch of hairy dudes cranking out like sick versions of Rage Against the Machine and Disturbed. So there's something there for everybody. If you want to go and check it out. But the important thing is to go and find out, if you're struggling with something, this is a good event to go to if you can get in and check out the information there and enjoy the music.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Ryleigh Modig, thank you so much from Spencer, Mass, from season 20 of The Voice. Good luck. Any gigs coming up before that you want to plug?
Yeah, I have. My website is RyleighModigmusic.com. Ryleigh is RYLEIGH, Modig, MODIG. And there's a little show button on there, and you can click that. And all my gigs are pretty much local around here, Central Mass. So, yeah.
All right.
That's where you can find me.
Thank you very much for coming in. And again, it's Band Together for Mental Health. That's July 31st, and we will put that on our Facebook page and tweet that out and let people know.